Thanks, Jamie. Now, our next hidden gem has a very unique gift. Get ready to learn about a man who creates incredible art right here in the Miami Valley. Meet Darren Goodman. We are joined now by local artist Darren Goodman. Darren, tell me exactly what it is that you do.
Well, it's tough to say exactly because
there's so much.
I work with glass, I work with performance, and I work with music. I like to create objects typically with a lot of passion, with a lot of fire, and a lot of action.
Passion, fire, and action. That definitely comes across in what I've seen so far. So where do you draw inspiration from more than anything else?
It comes from everywhere. I mean, everything and everybody. You know, really, inspiration is inside, but it's also all around. And you know, I don't want to sound, I don't know if this sounds cliche or not, but you know, I feel I'm mostly inspired by God.
So is it your spirituality that you think inspires you, or what exactly do you mean by that?
I wouldn't say my spirituality, but just the sense of the Creator and the incredible creations that are all around us, you know, as far as being able to open my eyes and walk in the park, which I just came from, you know, and seeing all the colors right now in the spring. You know, a lot of the glass that I create is very, very color oriented. I love color, and so you'll see with my pieces, they're very rich in color.
So tell me about these amazing Fantasias. Have these beautiful, vibrant colors, and it has nothing to do with paint or anything like that. It's just a part of the glass blowing process.
Absolutely. The lines in there are used, and they're stretched rods of glass. It's an Italian technique called canes and latticino. And what I do is I add so much color in there and just kind of go beyond the traditions of what they normally used to do 1,000, even 2,000 years ago when they first began this process.
Okay, and talk specifically about the different sorts of items. These are called?
These works behind us, these are Fantasias. And you know, one of my favorite parts about the Fantasias really is that this is probably the happiest of all of my series. You know, I have the Tears of Joy, I have the Vetro bottles, we've got the Fantasias, and when I first made the first Fantasia, I had just gotten in a really big fight with my girlfriend, and now she's my ex-girlfriend, and and I came out to the studio and I created this piece, and I had so much sorrow and sadness in me, but I was working, and in essence, these pieces have become the happiest of everything that I've made, and it's made me realize that you know, it's the struggle that actually makes things more beautiful.
All right, so you got to meet the man behind all of this amazing art just now, and we are live in the studio with Darren Goodman. You're seeing the head to toe backside right now, Darren.
Okay, there we go.
Say hey, Darren.
Doing his craft. Hi, Darren.
How are you doing?
Okay, so we're going to start the glass blowing process. So just explain exactly what you're doing.
Well, we pick up glass, which I like to say that things are not always what they seem. You know, I take these chunks of glass, and we heat them up and form them into this molten glass.
Wow,
now, this is sort of orange and it looks hot.
Yeah.
And surprisingly enough, you know, one of the things that I think is really important about glass, and that most people do, is you have to be turning from the second you start, because if you stop, gravity will pull it to the floor.
Exactly.
Now, amazingly enough, this is hot to the point to where we can grab it.
And it's movable.
Wow, look at that.
And that's how you make your tears, right? In some of your art.
Sort of. This is one way that fiber optics could be made, but at the same time, this is the way the very first glass making was made.
Okay.
And incredibly enough, this is 2,000 degrees right here.
Yeah.
This
But that's
not
cool to the touch.
Actually, something else is kind of cool.
That's 2,000 degrees.
Oh, here we go with this. I saw this. I know it. Oh my gosh.
You know,
there are flames
things are
in the
never
studio.
as they seem. So, you know, we take the ice and we basically heat it up and begin to melt it.
Yeah.
And with that, add a lot of passion and love, and hopefully something comes out
I
of
was
it.
going to
Something,
say,
yeah.
you look like you have a lot of fun when you do this.
And you've got the mad scientist goggles, which we love. So
Look at that face. He's having a blast.
So we've got about a minute, Darren. So after we take it out of the fire, by the way, we have the Moraine County Fire Department
just
on
in case.
standby. So thanks
They're
to
on
them.
standby.
Can we hear a siren maybe? Is it possible?
Just in case. This is incredible. So when you're doing this process, do you know what shapes you're going for?
Absolutely. You know, things
Or is it like a
oftentimes
free-flowing art for you?
things oftentimes change the course, but I always have a vision before I start. And sometimes, you know, I start and I don't know exactly what I'm going to make, but I know that I'm going to try to go somewhere I've never been before.
So you pick directions, kind of, and then you see what happens from there.
Absolutely.
How long did it take you to master this?
Well, I've studied it at university, at Bowling Green University, and graduated with a degree in art for 4 years, but I've traveled around the world and I've been doing it for about 10 years. And so yeah, I think anybody can really do it as long as they put their passion and their love and truth to themselves, whether it's glass, whether it's guitar, whether it's whatever.
Absolutely. Now, are we going to be marking? And
So what we're going to do...
hands up. Oh, high five. We got this. All right, 30 seconds really quickly here.
Oh my God! This is.
So I've blown a bubble in it.
Okay, all right.
And I'm going to
You're
get that
blowing a
bubble
bubble.
hot.
Okay. Oh, look at what that.
And see
look
how
at
it's
what's
expanding?
happening.
So
This
cool.
is so. I could watch this all day, even though you're scaring me a little bit, Darren.
He's a professional.
Yes, I know. We can trust the professional.
Wow. Okay.
This is so incredible. Look at this process. I mean, just how.
It's amazing how pliable the
Yes.
glass is until it's cooled. Okay, so we're going to go to break really quickly. We're going to check back in with Darren after the break. So stick around because we'll also get a family soup recipe from one of the blood bank's most loyal donors, okay? And you'll find out which recipe in the cookbook belongs to her. So
Man.
Darren, you keep going at that. We're going to come back to you,
We'll see
okay?
what this turns into.